We had a big shift overnight in our weather pattern, everybody. We still have this very cold Arctic blast coming through this weekend and this nor'easter forming right off the East Coast, showing it will shift twice, everybody. And we do have chances for severe weather for tomorrow, even a small chance for tornadoes. So just in the next 24 hours, this weather pattern is going to bring a lot of snow. It's going to bring snow over here towards New Mexico, Arizona, also for Utah, bringing a few inches. Higher elevations over here in the Rockies is going to bring anywhere from 5 to 6, maybe even 7 or 8 inches. Very isolated, maybe even up towards a foot of snow. Then it's going to bring some over here for Kansas and Nebraska, bring a few inches. But then it goes over here towards the north as we get this second snowstorm coming through, bringing a couple to a few inches over here for Wisconsin as well. The UP of Michigan is getting more, anywhere from 6 to 8 inches. But you see it's not hitting right close towards the lakes. It's going to be too warm because you're too close over here towards the Milwaukee area. But this is where your storm is also forming up for New England. So as you go through for this evening, you're going to get snowfall for New England, a good bit of snow. All this blue is a lighter amount. Once you get towards that pink, you start getting towards that major snow of 6 to 8, 6 to 9 inches of snowfall. But what's coming right afterwards with this nor'easter is still showing that it's going to form up right over here along the mid-Atlantic, and this is going to bring chances for snow over here into this region. Then as this storm strengthens and pivots right towards New England, still showing that formation is true, is going to bring another heavy snowpack over here towards New England. Now this is still bringing chances for blizzards with it as well, showing it's right off the coast, but still showing that pivot towards New England could get to blizzards as well. Then we have that cold blast coming right behind this for the weekend. So I'm going to show you the latest information in this video, what you can expect not only from this snowstorm, what this cold blast is about to do, and our drought, everybody. Literally, Florida is in their worst drought they have ever had in 25 years. Now, first, our recap from yesterday, everybody. We did get over 700 snowfall reports. We did get 10 landslides over here along California, and we had 7 tornado reports from a strong supercell that passed through yesterday. So that supercell I showed you on the radar did verify, everybody. A lot of damage. I did repost this all on my X account. Link is down below in the description. And as we go through this weather pattern for tomorrow, for Saturday, you do have a 2% chance for tornadoes. So here's your cities and states at risk for a tornado for Saturday. So as we get in these storms later on this evening, bringing the snow, the freezing rain, also over here across the four corners, and it's going across for the northeast and bringing that snowfall for this afternoon for New England. Then as we go through for tomorrow, you're going to get some more storms over here for Washington, Oregon, and Northern California, bringing some more snowpack to the higher elevations. But this is where you can get a chance for a quick spin up across the southeast. Now you can see the latest update with the Euro as we go through for Sunday morning. We get that low pressure building right off the coast of North Carolina. It's still way too warm to get any snowfall along this region, but as we go through the afternoon, this is where it starts strengthening up. Definitely over 24 millibars in 24 hours, but it starts bringing snowfall over here towards the mid-Atlantic. Then as it goes through all the way for Monday, look how it pivots towards the north and starts bringing snowfall towards New England. And then bringing some winds with that as well. Then we have that cold blast coming right behind it. Showing on the latest ensemble, so you can see this with the Euro. Showing more likely your low pressure will be down here, not any of these further towards the north. Then as you go through for Sunday, see how it strengthens more towards these lows over here. Really tight, compact. Not these loose ones over here. And I'll show you this because these loose ones over here is what the GFS is picking up on. And when you actually go by the ensembles, even the GFS ensembles, it shows it strengthens right here along the mid-Atlantic, but then it pulls away and then turns and strengthens towards New England. It doesn't do a tight turn towards New Jersey, bringing 2 to 3 feet of snow. I'll show you. Then as you go through the afternoon for Sunday, look how it favors pushing right offshore. Not these low pressures over here. There's only a couple over there, so that's not trending with those. Then look how it turns toward the east-northeast as it intensifies, but then it grows larger when it does that, and that's where it hits towards New England as it goes out for Monday. So it's not doing a sharp turn. Matter of fact, you can even see with these lows over here that's trying to show maybe a sharp turn. It's not trending. The grouping is over here that more likely will go further away. showing you more than likely outcome with the Euro ensemble. You can see this. Your snowfall coming from the second snowstorm all the way towards New England. Then as we get this next snowstorm, look how it's a warmer scenario right here. You do get snow, but you don't get that strong foot of snow as it goes up towards New England and intensifies as it pushes away on an angle like that. So it's not really bombing out over here towards the mid-Atlantic. So this is your more than likely outcome. Matter of fact, I even think we could see a little bit heavier snow on this region as it pulls away from the coast. So we try and find a trend. The latest GFS, it just pulls it right up to one of those lows that's all by itself, not with the agreement of the bunch, and it just intensifies to 2 and 3 feet of snow. Just ridiculous. The run right before this just shifted further south. So it shifted all over the place. Even the latest run shifted tighter towards the coast with the GFS and showing the winds all the way up along the coast. This would bring blizzard conditions all the way from Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, all the way towards New England, everybody. Now, when you go for the trend, look at this. This is the ensembles of the GFS, and GFS is in a strong agreement that this will be a strong foot of snow widespread. You see this in a bunch of these. You see this bombing out. You see that? So GFS is a big believer of this storm bombing out, bringing multiple feet of snow. Now, when you look with the other ensembles, this is what I think will happen, would be more like this scenario right here. This right here is with the icon model, kind of hinting at what I'm showing, except I don't believe right here for southern Jersey. I think it'll go further on that angle away. But you see how it hits twice, 2 different areas. It's not all over the place, but still this is a strong nor'easter at this count. Matter of fact, when you compare the Euro with the Canadian, they're on a great agreement with that, everybody. So let's take a look at the Canadian ensembles. So when you look at the Canadian ensembles, your more than likely outcome, you can see that pattern of how it strengthens right offshore. Even this right here is believable. You see how it strengthens right offshore and it does a big miss. Just like I showed you yesterday, everybody. We're seeing that in the forecast everywhere. And you see this right here. There's a few of these showing these hitting right on coast, even right here. But look at the majority of them. You got to go by the trend. Look at the majority of them. Still, you're going to see snow. Still, you're going to have issues with the wind. So whether you, once again, getting 2 or 3 inches or getting that 6 inches or that foot. Look at the Euro ensembles, everybody. You're more than likely outcome. And look by the majority of these. This is believable. Going up on that bomb towards New England, that's believable. Just not over the whole mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. So look at these here. Showing it more likely will bomb towards the Northeast. You see 1 or 2. You see 3 or 4 actually showing it bombing right towards New England. But when you go by the majority, that's what your trend is. You go by the majority of your trend, everybody. Even see on the other 25, look at this. The majority of them showing this will pull away and bomb out for New England. Also with the winds, you can see with the Canadian also agreeing that the winds will hit over here towards New England. That's where you get your chances for your blizzards. Also with the Euro, you can see this strengthening up right offshore. But where you're getting the snowfall and those winds hitting is where you're going to get the chances for those blizzards. And this is getting ridiculous for our drought as well. So look at this. As we look at the national blend of models on precipitation and just go all the way for the next 10 days. So we can see chances for storms coming right along that west coast, still bringing you a good bit of rainfall. But take a look into this region. Right over Florida, right over Texas in the south central. There's not seeing any good precipitation coming just for the next 10 days. And this is actually a time of year where Florida, this is your driest time of the year, so you might not see precipitation for a month. This is only a little bit right here. This is for the next 10 days. You can see 1/10 of an inch. And now they're talking about the worst drought now in 25 years, everybody, because a lot of Florida is in extreme drought. In fact, look at the rest of the country, everybody. So all this red signifies extreme drought going on. You got it for the Ohio Valley. You got it over here for the South Central as well. Look at this, extreme drought. We need all this snowpack. Look, extreme drought, everybody. So we have a lot of drought going on, and this is the worst in 25 years for Florida. And look, even southern Georgia getting in on there. But first, a quick pause for the cause. Our sponsor for today, everybody. me. So if you want to support me, make sure you go down to the link in the description. My shop is there. You get something small. You can even get a nice hoodie I made for this winter season. I have new stuff coming out right after this winter as well. Thank you again for your support, and thank you for our sponsor for today. And the last thing I'm going to show you is the temperatures from this Arctic blast coming through and what's going on with this nor'easter. So for tomorrow morning, this cold blast is coming down, bringing these freezing temperatures, everybody, and bringing a very nasty wind chill with it. Higher elevations in Colorado could see anywhere from negative 20 to negative 30 degree wind chills, all the way towards North Dakota, where it could be up towards negative 30, almost negative 40 degree wind chills. Now, this cold blast is bringing a crazy wind chill with it, but our temperatures is going to change on this snowstorm. So for Sunday morning, a very nasty wind chill pulling through again, but with our temperatures, you're still going to be frozen, but over here along the East Coast, you can see you're in the 40s, even the high 30s. So as far as this snowstorm, you're just going to have some warmer temperatures coming across as you go through for Sunday morning. Now you can see the same shot with GFS, bringing those high 30s across everybody. And if you take a look, it's already bombing out, bringing a lot of snow in 38 degree weather. Now, if it was 33, even 34 degrees, I could understand, but 38 degrees bombing out already. Now, our highs for Sunday, this is really going to matter. Now, this is your wind chill that you are looking at. This is not your temperatures. Your temperatures is going to retract back more. This surface low is going to bring warmer temperatures towards the coast, and you're going to be in your high 30s, if not the very low 40s, for your highs for Sunday. So when you look with the Euro, you can see this. It's just too warm to get any snowpack there just yet. The same shot with GFS, it actually brings it to where you're 33 and 34 degree temperatures, and it actually still brings that bombing of that snowstorm. Now, at the very beginning, I don't believe, but actually from here moving towards that east-northeast is possible, but that would take off a lot of snowfall. That's why I don't believe on that 2 foot of snowpack. And then for Monday morning, as it's pulling towards New England, pulling down these very cold wind chills. This is your wind chills, your feels like temperature for Monday morning, everybody. Now, your actual temperatures is going to be frozen far enough, even up the East Coast, and this is where a lot of this snow is really going to add up. You can see this with the Euro. You're getting that bombogenesis, you're getting that strengthening low pressure, 24 millibars in 24 hours or greater. You're getting the tight isobars from the low pressure and the high pressure squeezing together, and you're getting the winds. This is where you're getting the blizzards for Monday morning. Now, when you look with GFS, it's closer towards the coast, just like those other low pressures that were further west away. And remember, that grouping was more solid over here where the Euro is showing. And then for the highs for Monday, we still have a very strong wind chill moving through, but your actual temperatures will warm all the way back up from the mid-Atlantic towards the northeast, everybody. And that's very important. And over here for New England, you're still getting those frozen temperatures. So you can see here with the Euro, you will start getting more snowpack because of that, and the tight isobars, the chances for the blizzards. Compare that to GFS, they are in a good agreement. GFS takes a bigger, broader system though. So I am believing the Euro at this point still, everybody. And your temperatures as you go through for Tuesday morning, this is going to bring the coldest morning towards the south, bringing freezing temperatures towards the Florida Panhandle again, all the way towards the East Coast, and a very cold wind chill. Look at the wind chill for Tuesday morning. This is the Euro, and this is the GFS, in a great agreement. So get ready, Florida. Here it comes again. Now, we can't quite see the model just yet with the NAM, but you see how it's starting to build up right off the coast, everybody. So right offshore over here by Virginia Beach is where it's going to build up, and then it's going to start going on that direction this way. And then as it grows in size, when it strengthens, it's going to start turning, but it will start hitting over here because it's growing in size. So when we check in 72 hours from the database what the chance of your snow is so far with the forecast, everybody. And this is a national database. So look at here. You have the higher elevations of West Virginia. Could see anywhere from 6 to 11 inches. Showing Maryland and Delaware, Jersey, southern Pennsylvania. Y'all could get in on the major snowfall. All this other blue is anywhere from 2 to 4 inches, everybody. This is not a big major storm going everywhere, but you will see it. This is bringing a good bit of snow to a lot of places. Look at this. Even western North Carolina, higher elevations, Appalachians. Y'all going to see that as well. You're going to see some snowfall coming down. Richmond could see a little bit. but it really bombs out as it pulls right offshore. Now, this has a chance to move around a little bit. This is the latest forecast, but you see how it gets heavier right here. Then it pulls away and it gets heavier later. So all this other blue that you see, this is all going towards major, 2 to 4, some pockets, and that dark blue getting 6 inches of snow. But still a good bit of snow coming down. Look at this. And it will update. I think we'll see more over here towards Rhode Island. I think that'll get heavier for what's going on with this snowstorm. This is just the latest runs. I might do an afternoon update so you can see the latest totals of what's going on from National Weather Service on what your more likely outcome will be. But at the same time, you can see these interstates that's going along here, everybody. So you got to be aware of your travels, especially all along the I-95 corridor. But once again, you can see the forecast so far. So it's not the whole thing pink and blue like the GFS sees. Still, you got a great nor'easter coming your way. It will bring pockets of blizzards. And that is the latest update, everybody. So you see it did do a big shift, but it's actually shifted to what my forecast was yesterday, that this is going to strengthen as it pulls away. I'm still showing that's your more likely outcome. We could see some of those pinks disappear from the forecast for New Jersey, Pennsylvania, maybe even Maryland and Delaware. It all depends where that surface low forms up and how quick it strengthens and gets really big and broad, everybody. I might see you this afternoon for another update. Thank you for your time. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Happy Friday to every single one of y'all. And before I go, a quick word from our Father, everybody. Just like I said yesterday, Matthew 5:14 through 16. This is Jesus speaking. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Amen. Remember, everybody, above all things, all glory does go to God, our Father in heaven, Yahweh. And I always hope he keeps you safe every single day of your life and forever. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Have a great day, everybody. I might see you this afternoon.